let's get into it. So what are the steps to purchase a home? Well, let's talk about that. There are 6 basic steps to purchasing a home. So let's start with step number 1, get qualified. One of the things about home buying is you need to know what you're eligible to buy. You need to know what your budget will allow. The best way to do that is not to go online and do payment calculators, because there's a lot of things that go into a monthly payment. And there's a lot of things to go into the qualification process. You really need an expert to help you with that. And a mortgage lender is the person that you want to use for that. There are different types of mortgages out there. You've got a conventional mortgage, you've got a VA, you've got an FHA, then there's rural development and THDA. There's actually several others as well. So a mortgage lender will help you sit down, analyze your current financial situation. They're going to look at credit, they're going to look at income, they're going to look at debt to income ratio, they're going to look at cash on hand, how much money you've saved, because you can get into a mortgage for no money down or as much money as you want to put down. It just depends on your financial situation, and a mortgage professional, a lender, is going to be the one to help answer those questions. Also, during that process, they're going to help you determine budget. Once you get qualified, now you know what you can buy, what you can afford, and what fits for your financial needs. Now it's time to go to step 2. It's time to contact an agent. We'll look at the market and we'll determine what's out there and what's available. Whatever the list is, we can then work with your schedule and get you in those properties so that you can analyze them and see which one's the right fit for you. You now have somebody working specifically for your needs. So you can hire an agent to be a buyer's rep. There's no cost to the buyer typically for that. The commission for the sale of the property is what pays the buyer's rep. So you get all the benefits of representation without the costs associated. So you definitely want to call a real estate agent. Step number 3, finding your home. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy showing property. I don't know an agent that doesn't enjoy this part of the process. This is when we get to open doors and take people into the homes and just let them get excited about what they're seeing. Okay, now you found the right one. It's time for step 4, negotiations and the offer. So as a real estate professional, we have tons of data that we can use to help you determine how to make an offer. What price range, looking at the local comps, what's the best price fit for that particular property, and what's the strategy. Remember, we're experts at negotiation, so we know what our intention to purchase this property is, but we also know how to build a strategy that starts here to get you here. So there is a process to this, and a real estate professional will help you through that. You also want to make sure that you're protected with the appropriate forms. We are provided legal and state-created forms that ensure that we protect you all the way through the process. So there's a lot of stuff to sign, there's a lot of questions to ask, but we've got you covered. We know how to do it, and you'll be protected all the way through. So then we write this offer based on our strategy, and then we present the offer and start the negotiations. Sometimes there'll be a counter offer, sometimes they'll just accept your offer right out of the gate. It just depends, every situation's different. But we'll be there along the way just for you. Once we get a signed contract by all parties, the property is pending. What does that mean? That means it's yours. So you haven't closed on it yet, so you don't own it, but they can't sell it to somebody else. So you have secured that property. And now it's time to move into the next process, and that is step number 5, inspections and appraisal. And I'm going to tell you, this is the most challenging part of the process. In real estate, we talk about there's 2 parts to this. There's everything that leads up to getting a contract, and then there's from the contract to the closing. And the second part, at least for us, is the most challenging. That will help you locate the local inspectors and get the property looked at thoroughly. Then we'll review that report with you and we'll talk about what the findings are. There may be 6 or 7 things on there that you're just not satisfied with. Then we can present that seller with that list, and we may have to do a little negotiation to get those things taken care of and make sure that everybody's happy with the process moving forward. So after we come to a final resolution on the inspections and everybody's satisfied and signed off on, then we'll go to the appraisal part. And that's where the lender will order a third-party appraiser to come in and take a look at the property from a value perspective. The lender needs to make sure that you're paying fair market value for the property and not exceeding fair market value. Regardless of the complications that can come up in this particular step, remember, you've got a real estate professional and a lender both on your side to help you through this. And then step number 6, the absolute best part of the entire process, the closing. This is when you become a homeowner. This is what we've started working on the entire process to get to. During the writing of the offer, we'll determine what attorney that we're going to use, and the attorney will sit down with you and go through all of the paperwork, make sure everything's clear and paid, make sure the title's clear, make sure the lender documents are signed properly, everything's notarized, and make sure the property is recorded properly at the county courthouse. This closing typically takes place about 30 days after we get the property under contract. And now, all that's done, the best part, keys in hand. It's time to transfer property ownership. You get up, shake hands, walk out of the closing office with the key to your new home. This is a very exciting time in the process and one that usually everybody's smiling about. So I know this process seems long and there's a lot of steps. We do real estate. This is why you want to call us and let us help you through all of these steps and make sure that we're there to answer all of your questions and ensure that you're protected throughout the process. We've got you covered. I'm Alan Castleman with Hickman Realty Group. I hope you've enjoyed this content. If you have, please make sure to subscribe below and like this video. It really helps our channel. If you have any questions about real estate or you just want to talk about real estate, just give me a call. Be glad to help you. Again, Alan Castleman, Hickman Realty Group. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.